Hello, everyone. This is my first game that I've created in Godot game engine. It's called Dodge the Creeps, and I did have help creating this through a tutorial on the Godot website, so go ahead and check that out. But this is just a cute little game where you need to avoid the enemies. So let's just pull it up here real fast and let's give it a go. So I created this in GD script, however, C# is also supported. So we're going to click the start button here. Oh no! Anyway, that's just the premise of the game. You're supposed to dodge the enemies, and then your score will go up here. And I don't know if you heard the music or not, but there's music with a little game over screen as well. So that's just the game. Let's walk through the code here. The main function, this is the main function. And we have little functions to go through just the start game as well as game over. So we have the start game here. We have the starting position, the starting timer. The HUD is our overview. So those are like the words that you saw on the screen as well as the score. And then here we trigger the music. So that's our start game. And then this is the mob timer. The mob timer is used to spawn in mobs randomly around the screen. So that's what that is used for. And then if we go to our HUD, this is where we get all of our words and the start button. So we have our show message, game over, updating the score, and then this is where we have our start button. So when the start button is pressed, then we can hide it. And then we have our little timer for that message. So node 2D, this is our player. So here we have the player input. So player input for this game is WASD. And so that will control the velocity and the movement speed of that. As well as this is on body entered, which is when an enemy will hit the player. So actually we can go look at that later. This is our little start function. Rigid body 2D. Now I just didn't rename these, but this is the enemy. See, the enemy is pretty, the scripting is pretty short. But we have our ready function here. So when the game is started, then we load in the functions. We load in the sprites and everything. And then when it has exited the screen, that's what this one does. When it exits the screen, then it deletes itself. So it's not a continued entity. So that's kind of the code. That's kind of the basis of the code here. So if we go to this is the scene, we can see this is one of our little enemies, and this here, this blue circle, it's not really a circle, ellipses, oval, is the hitbox. So if the player would enter this area, then game over would function. And that is actually through a trigger that I had set up over here. And if we look at the player, this is our cute little guy here. He has the same kind of elliptical shape. And again, if an enemy would enter this area, then game over would trigger. So this was a very fascinating project. I'd never worked with a game engine before, and this game was very difficult for me to code and complete. But I had learned so much. One, just about how much effort and how meticulous it is to code a game. So if I ever play a video game, I now understand the nature that it went through. I don't think this type of coding is necessarily for me, but it was really fun to do nonetheless. And yeah, and I'm just really happy with it, especially actually the music. So I actually just got this from the Godot website. It's the in-house our house in a forest loop. It's actually a really nice music. I really like it. So anyway, but the tutorial I follow is that I followed is called Dodge the Creeps, which is the name of the game, and it shows how to connect all this up, as well as it was very informative, very very good tutorial. And so let's play the game again. Let's see if we can spot this. Okay. So we're gonna hit start here. See if we can get a higher score. Well, kind of. Anyway, so that's just my little game. I'm pretty proud of it, even though it was really difficult for me. But well, thank you for watching.